On the streets of Brooklyn walks a man moved by a killing 1,000 miles away.
It's beyond tragedy. It's unthinkable that that could even occur, that the value of life of anyone of color, of African descent, could be treated as though it's nothing.
A 17-year-old shot dead, and no one is arrested for 6 weeks, even though police knew who killed him moments after he died on a rainy winter night in February in Florida.
A lot of people have said he'll probably never see the inside of a prison, which I agree with, because of the way our justice system works.
Chen Lo, a rapper who uses his music to educate, is frustrated, like millions touched in the U.S. and around the world by the death of Trayvon Martin.
It's sad that America, after all the years of slavery, of segregation, of racism and discrimination, still has such issues with race and has failed to reconcile issues of race here within the borders of the country, and that something like that could still happen today.
Hey, we've had some break-ins in my neighborhood, and there's a real suspicious guy. It's Graffiti Circle.
What exactly happened on the night of February 26, 2012 is still unknown, but what we do know is this. George Zimmerman, patrolling as a volunteer in his Florida neighborhood, spotted the high school student who was wearing a hooded sweatshirt and called police.
This guy looks like he's up to no good, or he's on drugs or something. It's raining, and he's just walking around looking about.
Many believe the reason Trayvon Martin looked suspicious to the man who would kill him was because of his race.
And this guy, is he white, black, or Hispanic? He looks black.
The police dispatcher tells Zimmerman that officers are on the way.
Are you following him? Yeah, okay, we don't need you to do that.
Did Zimmerman continue to pursue Trayvon and confront him? Or did Trayvon, concerned about being followed, confront Zimmerman? Those questions are still unanswered.
What do we want? What do we want?
Outraged over the shooting, the Reverend Al Sharpton and the Reverend Jesse Jackson organized a protest march to demand justice because Florida police had let Zimmerman walk, no arrest. Officials citing the state's broad self-defense law known as Stand Your Ground.
Our nation has become too violent. The question is how we turn pain and power.
Jackson and others got the word out. An unarmed black teenager was shot dead, and they felt police condoned it. They took to the airwaves. Many, many more took to the internet. A Brooklyn filmmaker by the name of Ethan David put his talents to work in a tribute video posted on YouTube and watched by tens of thousands. The film telling America, if you let this happen to Trayvon without so much as a court hearing, the next victim in the hoodie might be you. Chen Lo is one of the performers in the film, one of the people in a hoodie.
That part of the video really just demonstrates that it can happen to anyone. I could have very well been Trayvon Martin. You know, there are instances in which, you know, in my life I thought I would have been Trayvon Martin. And anyone that you saw in that video, or anyone that happens to not only just be wearing a hoodie, but that is a black person being profiled by, you know, a police officer, a non-police officer, someone who feels threatened, could potentially be a victim, you know, of this same sick, systematic ideology and value system we've adopted here in America.
We felt like, wow, you know, what a tragedy for this life to be cut down so short. So that's why we really started to paint the mural, and we decided we'd shout him out on this wall.
The death of Trayvon Martin touched the hearts of people of all races. Across the river from Brooklyn, in the suburbs of New Jersey, Carmelo Sagona and a group of graffiti artists employed their skills to get a message out about Trayvon using spray paint on the side of a food store.
The judicial system takes so long to get to where they've got to go. It falls out of the news and it falls out of the public eye.
The mural, the marches, and the movies did not go unnoticed.
This is a tragedy. I can only imagine what these parents are going through. And when I think about this boy, I think about my own kids.
President Barack Obama addressed the shooting a month after it happened, after the huge outpouring of public outrage. And about 2 weeks after the president spoke, a special prosecutor investigating the shooting made an announcement.
Today, we filed an information charging George Zimmerman with murder in the second degree. A capias has been issued for his arrest.
The next day, 28-year-old George Zimmerman goes before a judge for the very first time on murder charges that could put him behind bars for the rest of his life.
Mr. Zimmerman?
Yes, sir.
You're appearing here for your first appearance at this time for charge of murder in the second degree, and you are represented by Mr. O'Mara. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
11 days later, George Zimmerman is freed on bail, nearly 2 months to the day that he fired a shot at close range and killed Trayvon Martin. A trial on the second-degree murder charge is expected to take place 6 months from now, or even longer. Back in Brooklyn, where men wear hoodies all the time, where black people feel unfairly scrutinized by a largely white police force, the promise of justice still seems elusive to many.